Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenatan, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. So we're still in reveal season, spoiler season, for the upcoming Legends of Runeterra set, Awakening. Probably not going to be too long of a video today. We didn't get that many new cards. I believe we got 4 new cards. We did get a new card type, though, a new boon specifically. Before you ask, what is a boon? Because I know some people already asked me during my stream, what are boons? Boons are basically traps in your deck. Basically, we already know what boons are because we have boons in the game. Bard's Chimes are boons. So they're basically a card that effect that gets put on a card in your deck, and when you draw that card, you activate the effect of the boon. And we have a new boon today to talk about. Called Mysterious Portal, and there seems to be a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy, I guess debate is the way to talk about it, because Riot and the devs have, well, they've done some stuff with the RNG of Mysterious Portal, the upcoming boon. So, enough rambling, let's actually look at the new cards and talk more about the new boon Mysterious Portal. So, as you can see, 4 new cards and the boon. So, what is Mysterious Portal? Mysterious Portal is a boon. Okay. So, it goes into your deck, you play cards that shuffle in or put Mysterious Portals in your deck, and when you draw the card, Mysterious Portal will activate, which summons a random 2 or 3 cost follower. If your board is full, create a 0 cost fleeting copy in your hand instead. At its core, I'm a fan of it. Very, very heavy in terms of RNG. I did go through and look at all the 2 and 3 cost followers, and there are a lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones. Here's the problem. I even have the Twitter post ready to go and show you. They decided to limit the pool. There are some cards, some followers you just will not be able to hit, to roll, whatever you want to call it, in the Mysterious Portal pool of cards. And the problem I'm seeing a lot of people have is nowhere on Mysterious Portal is that indicated. You would look at this card and you'd be like, yeah, I can roll any 2 or 3 drop. I could roll like Solari Priestess, Boxtopus, Lunari Priestess. All of those cards I mentioned, you can't get them. So let's actually go and look at the tweet from the Riot employee really quick to see what we can and cannot hit. So, portal facts from Riot I Am Walrus. They do not contain units with play effects, plunder effects, day, I assume that means daybreak, or nightfall. I'm not a fan of that. They say basically only units you're happy to put directly into play. I mean, I kind of get what they're saying, because like, yeah, you want to, you want to get the play effects, you want to get the plunder, the daybreak, the nightfall, but I mean, there are cards I don't want to be playing off of the portal, like Cursed Keeper. And then this second line, I mean, like, I get it, but I also really don't like it because I think it would be funny to see happen. But Solitary Monk was exiled from the portal, so basically you can't hit Solitary Monk after ending at least 2 playtest games that this guy was aware of. So if you don't remember Solitary Monk, it's the 3-mana 3/3 elusive. When it's summoned, it recalls all your other allied stuff. And I mean, like, it's cool that it's not being included, but here's the problem I see a lot of people are having. Why is Mysterious Portal basically discluded from all bad, like, just a lot of bad stuff? Why are things like Crescendum and Tribeam not basically, why aren't they going back and adding this, I don't know, rule book or whatever, this ban list to Tribeam and Crescendum? And I agree with those people. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why can I still hit Solitary Monk off of Tribeam? Why can I hit things like just Daybreak and Nightfall and Play things off of Crescendum? Why can I hit like a Conchologist off of Crescendum? This can't hit Conchologist. So yeah, at its core, I do like the card. I do like the whole basically burst speed summoning units, but I don't like the whole ban list. Like, it doesn't feel that arbitrary, but it does feel a little random where it's like, yeah, none of this stuff. Where I'm like, I wouldn't mind getting a Solari Shield Bearer or a Solari Soldier. I guess Solari Soldier's a 1-drop. But yeah, like, there are some things I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like, fine, whatever. Let me get that, like, I don't know, Sunhawk or something. Those some random cards that, you know, that are not in the pool. It just feels like, to me, they want RNG without a lot of RNG, which, I mean, like, I guess, but it feels like a cop-out, if that makes sense, right? I don't know, maybe, I don't know how else you would design it. Maybe make it like Celestial, so it pulls from a pool of things. I've seen some people say, like, maybe it could only pull Yordles instead. I just don't like the solution they went with, where it's just like, yeah, you just can't hit play abilities, Daybreak, Nightfall, and Plunder cards with this. It just feels a little cheap. But I do like summoning stuff at burst speed, which is what these portals are. I will say this too. I'm really afraid of this kind of card. Sneezy Biggle Dust loves created cards, and I'm going to assume Mysterious Portals units are going to be counted as created cards because, you know, they weren't in your deck or in your hand and they were created by the portal. So that's how I actually see this kind of card being used, or this effect being used, is a go wide Bandle deck. Anyway, let's actually talk about the other cards because a couple of them I actually think are solid. The first one I don't think is that good. If it will ever load. Hello, please. I would like to actually read this card. Don't make me have to go to Mobalytics or something. There we go, thank you. Magical Journey. 2-mana burst speed spell. Plant a mysterious portal randomly in the top 4 of your deck and plant 3 chimes on random cards in your deck. First off, why Bard support? Like, come on, I don't want Bard to come back. It's nice not seeing Bard every other game, basically. I don't think this card is good. You're basically throwing away a card to get a random 2 or 3 drop. You're spending 2 mana to get a random 2 or 3 drop in around 4 turns at most. So like maybe like turn 2 or 3 turns or so, I think, on average. And you might say, oh, but what about the chimes? I mean, the chimes are nice. Like, I think like the chimes are only there to be for Bard's origin, in all honesty. Maybe Bard and NORRA will go together. Speaking of which, like, NORRA seems to be almost pretty much confirmed to be in this game too, because of some of the other cards we'll look at are mentioning NORRA. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this card. I feel this card, when I look at it, feels like it was pre-nerfed before release, and I feel like this card probably even said, like, draw a card, kind of like, you know, a Pale Cascade. You know, just like does everything else, does all the same stuff, and then at the very end it would also draw a card. That might be a little too strong, but they could definitely fix that by just, you know, planting the portal on a higher number of cards, like top 8 or so. Maybe they just didn't like that. Maybe I'm speculating here, and it never was nerfed. Maybe it's always been like this in terms of design. But it just, to me, this feels like a card that used to always draw a card, and maybe it was 3 mana. Kind of like Bard's Champ Spell. But yeah, I don't think this card is good. I'm not a fan of this. If it's a Champ Spell, like NORRA's Champ Spell, yeah, it's a solid Champ Spell. But actually putting this in my deck, I would not put it in my deck. Even for Bard decks, I feel like if you're struggling to find cards for your Bard deck, either your Bard deck sucks or there are better things I'd rather put in my Bard deck, like the 5-mana stun Chime spell. Speaking of trash, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen a lot of people talking about this card. I don't get it. I don't understand why some people like this card. Origami Slicer is a 1-mana equipment. That's a 0/0 equipment. Give me +1/+0 for each of your traps or boons that was activated this round. Like, I assume that's temporary because it doesn't say grant. So if it was grant, sure, I'd be impressed by this, but only temporary. And yes, it is a 1-mana equipment. I will say that. Sure, it's 1 mana. You can't expect too much from 1 mana, but I'm just not a fan of this. Like, what deck wants this? Like, so you want boons, I guess also traps, so like Teemo? Like, putting it on Teemo's kind of cute, but you're not giving Teemo health. He's still dying to pings. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think any Bard decks would play this. Maybe there's a Mysterious Portal deck that will play NORRA that will want this. Maybe it can be created by other stuff, but actually putting it in your deck, I'm not a fan of putting Origami Slicer in your deck. It's a really, really nice artwork, though. I do like that artwork. Anyway, next cards. Next couple of cards. The Tea Maker. Also, I believe this is the first card that mentions NORRA. And when I say mentions NORRA, I don't mean by flavor text, I mean by the artwork. A lot of people are hypothesizing this is NORRA right here, as can be seen here in the Tea Maker and in the full art of Junk Construct. And Junk Construct also even mentions NORRA by name. Me personally, I don't think this is NORRA. I think this is just like a follower of NORRA. But also because some people see the origami cat and are like, oh, it's like Yumi. And that's also actually why I think it's actually meant to be a follower of NORRA and trying to like copy NORRA and not actually be NORRA. Anyway, the Tea Maker. 3 mana, 3/1. When I'm summoned, plant a Mysterious Portal randomly in the top 4 cards of your deck. I don't know about this card. Like, its stat line's not awful, but it's not great. Like, 1 health on the 3-drop's kind of crap. Basically, I look at this card and I'm like, it's a Mirai Warden, but the unit's the secondary unit's a little bit bigger on average. But you have to wait for the second unit compared to Mirai Warden, who, you know, gives you the unit right away. Petty Officer? I think Petty Officer's the other 3-drop in Bilgewater. 3 mana, 3/1, I want to say. Summon a 1-drop or Powder Keg. And compared to, like, that and Mirai Warden, I don't know. Like, yes, the card is created. I guess you could argue it technically plays around board wipes like Avalanche by putting the card into your deck and getting the unit later post the Avalanches. And yes, I do think this card is maybe playable in Sneezy Biggle Dust because it is a created card. The card's from Mysterious Portal. But yeah, I'm not too sure about it. It's I don't know. Like, I just feel the RNG is heavy too, so I do think it will be a card that would Sneezy Biggle Dust, like a Lulu Jinx deck, maybe Mono Lulu, maybe Lulu NORRA Sneezy Biggle Dust kind of deck. Junk Construct, though, is the card that I'm actually kind of scared of. 2 mana, 2/2, Last Breath. Plant a Mysterious Portal randomly in the top 4 cards of your deck. Now, this is actually what I'm talking about when I like Mysterious Portals. 2 mana, 2/2, pushes in damage well. It trades fairly well. And the Mysterious Portal going into the top of your deck, top 4, of course, is really, really, really nice. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'm a little scared of Go Wide Bandle, basically what I'm saying here with all of this. And as you can see here in the flavor text, as I was saying a little bit earlier, apparently this Junk Construct's name is Marv, and NORRA is who named him? So I guess, like, maybe NORRA's confirmed? I wonder if this means NORRA's gonna be like a mono Bandle champion, maybe a Bandle Targan champion, kind of like Yumi is. Seems like Yumi might not have synergy with NORRA, which would actually be kind of weird, but whatever. But yeah, like, Junk Construct is a pretty solid card. Right now, the only deck I can really see caring about Mysterious Portals, in all honesty, is a Sneezy Biggle Dust deck. So at the moment, Sneezy Biggle Dust is pretty much just Lulu plus PNZ, like Bandle PNZ, Lulu Jinx. Some people like to play Mono Lulu because Jinx is probably one of the worst cards in Sneezy Biggle Dust decks. And it is a very scary deck. The Mysterious Portals also will help out the deck, I think. You're helping the build a bigger board too, and you're sort of playing around Avalanches. And they can even play one of the older cards that we saw yesterday, which is Mecha Pulverizer. Mecha Pulverizer lets you discard some stuff like your Chompers, makes your Lulu bigger. You can definitely also use it to buff up Chompers that are already on the board. So it seems like Go Wide Bandle is getting quite a few things. Kind of upset that we're getting more Go Wide support when we just got done with Winding Light, but apparently it's, I guess Riot always wants to have a Go Wide deck be meta, or at least tier 2, with how much they're pushing it, it seems. Between all these new cards and the new boon as well. But yeah, like, so very interested to see what the new champion is and what they do, especially if it's NORRA. NORRA's been kind of like this card, this champion that people have been waiting on for League of Legends. If you don't know, like, lore-wise, NORRA is the Yordle who is basically the owner of Yuumi, and who Yuumi is running around looking for. But yeah, I like the concept of Mysterious Portals. Don't really like the whole restrictions on the cards. Little scared of a Sneezy Biggledust Go Wide Bandle deck. Not that scared of Magical Journey or Origami Slicer. I don't think they're good. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think Magical Journey is good. Maybe you're one of the people who think Origami Slicer is good. I'd love to hear your opinion on why you would think it's good, though, if you do. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below. And give me your thoughts on these new cards and Mysterious Portal. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Xanaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.